Well, it's been quite a while since we've done any kind of actual life update, and we've got a lot to talk about, so we're going to do that. And I have in front of me a wedding gift a friend of mine got me called Basil Hayden. It's a whiskey. I've been kind of getting into trying different whiskeys, and I'm a keen idiot. I don't know much, but I like this one, and he gave it to me with the recommendation that he thought I would enjoy it. So I've got it in my Minnesota-themed whiskey glass. It's got pine trees on it and kind of a lake motif, if I'm remembering correctly, with a loon on it. And I've got the whiskey, which is a lighter-colored whiskey in a glass with one of those spherical ice cubes. Same couple actually gave us a spherical ice cube maker thing for the freezer. So that's what I'll be working on here. So, first of all, hope you're doing well. And there are almost 350 of you who have joined me over the last 5 years of this channel, which is strange to think about because I don't upload on a schedule. I don't do anything like that. Primarily because I think this is a fun venture, YouTube, and I do it as it comes natural, or kind of fits the lifestyle and kind of what I'm doing. And as I feel like I have something to say or something I want to put out there, then I do it. And there are times like this where it's been a little while in between. But that's just because it's been a little busy on my end. And today I wanted to talk about a few things going on in my circle. And first of which, I've mentioned it a few times, but I got married earlier this year. And in June we had a celebration with some friends and family. And so preparing for and executing that was quite the endeavor. Took a lot of time and energy. And so we got through that. And as that was all going on, my hours for my job were lessening to the point where I was kind of worried about, okay, I'm married now. We have a house that my wife's family owns that we've been doing a lot of work to. It's an old house from over 100 years ago, and the bones are good. That's what we hear from almost everybody who comes in. But there's some things that need some major reworking, and so saving the necessary fundage to do a lot of major repairs is not an easy thing to do, especially with the state of the world right now. So that took kind of a front seat, and a lot of things took the back seat, YouTube among them, and even my own goals of fixing up this space that I'm in right now to be more of a studio have kind of taken a back seat so that we can focus on kind of some more front of house things that need some work. So that was all going on. We had our party in mid-June, and I finally got to the point where I had to say, look, I love my job that I have working with kids at a local Boys and Girls Club, but I have a house, I have a wife, I have, aspirations of eventually starting a family, and those things need to shift up the priority list, and that means I need to have a full-time, dependable, consistent job. So I threw my hat in the ring in a few locales, and one of those was a local company that actually works with people with disabilities. And I'll talk more about the specifics on that later, but threw my hat in the ring, went to the interview, and got the job offered on the spot within the matter of about a week. And quite frankly, as a blind person, that was the most able-bodied job experience I've ever had in terms of a timeline, in terms of the respect that I was shown as someone qualified for the position. And it kind of threw me for a loop. I don't think I was prepared for the level of accommodation, and then to follow the level of equitability that's been present so far. And that's going to be a video on its own down the road. But needless to say that starting a new job has been time-consuming in that just kind of ironing out some kinks on the accessibility side and also getting a feel for something new take up time. And we are preparing for a fairly large electrical rework on our house. And so as I've kind of gotten the ball rolling, this will be, I think, week 4 for me at the new job. We are also preparing to get some major reworking done because this house needs essentially an entire rewiring, and it's a whole thing. So it's something we're working towards. And then, so it's just, there's been a lot of cards that have been shuffled in the deck, and I want to say that if we flash forward like 3 to 6 months, we're going to be in a much more stable and consistent place. My wife and I are fortunate to have some great supports from her family and from some friends of ours. And I very specifically say her family for a reason. There's been some things with my family that I could talk about, and I'm going to hold for now because they're complicated and they're things that have really thrown a wrench into the last 6 months of my life. But I'm at a point right now where I'm still in the middle of some really important inner workings of those situations. So at some point down the road, you guys will get to hear more if that's of interest. But for now, I will just say that I'm hoping that if we move forward again 3 to 6 months, that things look better. And I'm excited because I am nearing the point where I can put some money into this space. Maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend, or at some point in between, I would like to film a quote-unquote before of this studio space, because I'm going to get some things done in here to really make the space my own, and create a filming space in here for real that I've been saying for months and months and months. And, since moving out on my own and being an independent blind person, I think I have an aversion to doing things for myself. I have a hard time in justifying, and I feel really strongly that I need to justify spending my own money, time, effort on something for myself. And I need to work on that. And it's hard. When I was first on my own, I was at the mercy of a lot of other people. I was, living in dorms, in situations where I had to depend on others for transportation for things like groceries and essentials, clothes, that kind of thing. And so I wasn't used to being able to ask at my whim, hey, I want to go do, get a beard trim. I want to go and, get this thing done that I've been wanting to get done. And my wife has been very supportive of that, and I appreciate her for that a lot, because it's something you do have to intentionally unlearn. And it's not an easy thing to unlearn. And so all of that to say, I think over the last year, if I look back a year ago, we moved into this house in a state where we didn't really have a very functional bathroom at all. We didn't have a kitchen sink. And in a year of both my wife and myself working part-time, we were able to remedy both of those situations. We had a water heater go out on us that had to get repaired. We fixed that. We also got 2 cats and a dog. And when I look a year back to now and what we've gotten done, and then realizing that for both of us, our employment situations have improved, and we've kind of gotten the ball rolling on a lot. My wife has done just an astronomical amount to this house and work on making things better for the both of us. And I don't think I'll ever take those things for granted. So that's a little bit about where we're at. Like I said, the cards have definitely shuffled around a little bit. I'm sitting here in a mostly empty room. Got a few things I'd like to get moved around and stored well for the future of this studio space, and I'll film a before section of that. I want to know what kinds of things, and I'll make a separate video about this at some point, but for those of you who have survived the rambling for this long, what kind of things you'd like to see in a studio space in terms of any kind of decorations and things like that, any backdrop that you think suits the channel. I do have an intro that I need to make accessible and get rolling for the start of these videos. So lots of things in the pipeline, I suppose. And I suppose that's kind of where we are. I've still been growing my plants. They're all outside for probably another 6 weeks if I'm lucky. Got to keep an eye on those nighttime temperatures and bring the grow lights back in, which is why I also need to get this room in ship shape so that I can play host to my tropicals over the fall and winter months. What else? That's a lot of it. I'll be, so I have my new full-time job, and then I'll be returning to the Boys and Girls Club to work with them. So I would say that's worth celebrating. I'm really looking forward. I miss my kids so much. And I think, like I said, if I fast forward to 6 months from now, February, March, something like that, that we are in a much better space. And I think that it's been tough in that there's just been a lot changing. There's been just so much going on. Every time we think we have a breath of fresh air or a pause, things proceed to get a little wilder. But I think we're at a point where we're about to turn the corner, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go. So hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, there's almost 350 of you that have subscribed. Over 5 years of complete irregularity, plant content, musical things, gaming, baseball, accessibility, and disability-related content, me talking about where I'm at in life over that time, and you guys have been there, and some of you incredibly, incredibly supportive, and I appreciate you for that. So be well, stay well. If you have any questions, comments, queries, theories, concerns, life advice, or anything else, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments down below. Cheers to you. We'll see you soon. Peace.